Good day everyone, welcome back to another episode of building dinosaur enclosures. This is actually a rebuild of the Allosaurus enclosure because I really don't like the video because there's a lot of mistakes and the audio quality in the video is just terrible. So I'm redoing the video and I'm also redoing the build since it's been a long time since I've done that video. I may as well rebuild it. And I'm a lot more happy with how this turned out as well. So yeah. If you haven't noticed, I've been away from YouTube for a few months. I think it's definitely over 3 months. I've been doing some stuff. Obviously, I have school. I'm still a student. I have like a sort of TAFE college uni sort of thing. It's like a pre-uni thing for I'm doing animal studies, and those things take up a lot of my time. And I also had 2 jobs at once, and one job, the one I was getting paid for, I was getting paid, but I really didn't like it. It was driving my mental health downhill, and that's another part of the reason why I didn't upload, because I really bad mental health. But I'm not there anymore, and I've taken time to recover. I'm still recovering. I'm still not feeling the greatest, but I'm really happy. I really want to get back to YouTube. I love it. Maybe I should talk about what I'm doing here. So I've already made an area for where all the water's gonna go. I'm not actually using water because the color of the water is just too blue and ocean colored to what I wanted. So I'm using a modded liquid thing. I don't remember what it's called, but it makes water the color that I want it to be. So I've used that instead. You can see me, like, I guess, sculpting the frame of the hill here with different layers of wood, and then I go over and fill it in. That's something I was really happy about when I made it. I've also used, I guess, color grading where is color grading the right word? I can't remember. But I haven't used terracotta down the bottom, but as the hill goes further up, I've started to use more of it. As you can see, the bottom layer and the second bottom layer, there's none. And it starts to appear, and it's really nice. And then there's a river that goes down the hill into the body of water that I've made, and I'm just really happy with how this build turned out. You see at the end, there I'm just filling in the rest of the side of the hill here. Yeah. I'm also I'm copy and pasting a pre-built sort of bridge that I've made so viewers can come and walk into the enclosure and have a view of the Allosaurus area. I pre-made the pathways because I wanted to do a bit of detail, and detail takes me a bit of time to do, so I'd rather take that time off camera and do it, and then I have a much better product at the end with a lot of detail in it. But this part, or the part where the big viewing area at the end of the pathway that goes into the enclosure, that I'm building on the spot, so I keep changing pieces about it, and I don't think I was ever really happy with it, but I just wanted to continue the build, so I just left it, and I continued. And yeah, the viewing area that's connected to the wall, that isn't like in the enclosure, that's where I put the main detail in. I also use color grading with different types of wood, then they change into the metal using the fossils and archeology drums, and I'm really happy with that thing because the top part of the drum is white, and then I moved that into like a white part. I'm having trouble explaining it, but if you look closely, you sort of see what I mean, where the top of the drums has white part, and then I use white blocks above the drums because it fits well and it's a good little transition. I had a lot of trouble with the roof, so I just left it till I finished doing the replay mod recording, and I fixed it all up, and it's all looking good now. And I don't know if I said it before. I'm really sorry for taking so long in a break. I couldn't help it. It's just mental health really gets me sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna try and stay back now. If you don't mind. And here you can see the Mesa wool that, it's obviously based off a Mesa biome in Minecraft, but I've used acacia wood to just make it different texture to the terracotta, and it still fits in really well. So yeah, I didn't want to make any like tide lines I didn't want to make too much of those, so I just added a few at the bottom and at that layer, and yeah, that's the Mesa wall. And then I just did an average fence, didn't put much thought into it, just some stone walls and then some chiseled iron bars, and it makes it look really nice. Yeah, I'm just sort of finishing off the end of the pathway so I could connect it to the wall, which is why I didn't finish it off when I was building the pathway. But oh yes, now I'm doing the river, which you'll sort of see, and then later you'll see me doing foliage, which I'm happy how the foliage turned out as well. And you can see the water I'm using. It's not Minecraft water, it's a different one. It's more transparent, but you can still tell that there's something there that's a liquid, and it acts well as like a swampy water, lake water. It's not that really blue water that I didn't want, and I do get in all my other builds. I'm happy that was an option for me. And I use granite rocks just as good contrast because, I don't know, stone rocks doesn't really fit well with Mesa terracotta bits, so I've gone with granite, and yeah. Oh, and here's the redwood trees that I sort of made. It's not using redwood wood, but it's using redwood trees, and they're trying to sort of act like redwood trees anyway. But I continued them along the side of the river, and I didn't put them in an obstructive place. I tried not to, at least. Just on the outsides, and it makes a really good backdrop to the build and hides some of the plain Mesa walls. And then I just use brown concrete for paths around the enclosure, and it doesn't what's the word? I've just said it before, contrast. It isn't too saturated, so it works really well. Alright, so now I'm gonna do the tour. I've got 2 stairs here, one for people in a wheelchair, one for people who have working legs. A nice little detail I try and add sometimes. But here's the Allosaurus enclosure. I added in the foliage after because it was very what's the word? It's very static. It's all over the place. Not the easiest thing to record in the replay mod, so I just don't record that part and I'll show you at the end. And isn't it great? I think this is one of my favorite enclosures I've ever built. Yeah. So this is the footpath. Goes along here. There's all my little bits and bobs that I used to help make this build. This is the path that goes into the enclosure. You get a good view of this little cliff here. I've used like little kangaroo ferns over the bank. Keeps the bank together. I like to add a lot of details, which with that I might actually make a video going through details I think of when making these builds. So look forward to seeing that, because that's something I want to do. There's the Allosaurus just having a swim. This one, don't know what he's doing, but you can see here, you can see the river. It's all looking really good. And here's the riverbed. You can see I've put a lot of foliage along the side of it. I'm really happy with that. And under the walking area where the viewers go, I've put certain plants there that only go under the walking area. Perhaps maybe because they don't like the sunlight, and that's how they grow. They grow in the shade. But yeah, I'm really happy with all the details put into this, and everything gets helped when I've put shaders on. It just makes everything look really good. You can see there's a little view of the walking area here, a bird's eye view of the enclosure. It's really good. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Alright, thanks for watching the video. It's been a long one. Alright, thanks for watching the video. This one took 6 hours to build. It's taking a fair bit to record and edit and all that, so hope you did enjoy. As I said, I'm probably going to make a video on my thoughts and just what I do when thinking about how I build the enclosures for these videos, so you guys can get a little help if you want to do something similar. Yeah. I'm sorry I've been gone. Hopefully nothing like that happens again. Anyway, see ya. Take care. Bye bye.